The men in green secured a dominant 7-wicket win over Sri Lanka in the third T20 International on Saturday, thanks to some superb bowling by Mohammad Nawaz.
Oh, what a beauty! Back-to-back wickets.
And a blistering, unbeaten 80 of just 45 deliveries by Sahibzada Farhan.
That has been hit away.
This one will get the treatment. Once again, the distance, the placement and the sound of the bat.
Zimbabwe, who will come into match 4 off the back of a clinical 67-run victory over Sri Lanka, will fancy their chances against a well-balanced Pakistan side.
And he bowls in the Yorker fittingly. It is Evans who hits the stumps. Zimbabwe with a thumping victory.
The question is, who will end the day at the top of the points table? Hello and good evening, and welcome to the coverage of another T20 match 4 of this Tri-Nation, and today it is Pakistan versus Zimbabwe, live from the Pindi Cricket Stadium. Quick look at the schedule, and we are not far away from that final. We've played 3 games. Pakistan have managed to win 2 of them. Zimbabwe's got 1. Sri Lanka yet to get off the mark, but today it is match 4 on a Sunday, Pakistan versus Zimbabwe. Points table, after yesterday's 7-wicket win, Pakistan topped the table with 4 points and a healthy net run rate. And then Zimbabwe is next. Sri Lanka, as I mentioned, they haven't had a game yet to put something on the points table. Hello and welcome to the pitch side, and we're going to talk about this encounter, and for that, straight away into my guests. I've got Uruj Mumtaz, Pommy Mangwa alongside me. Uruj, I'll start with you. Yesterday's big win, Pakistan riding high, want to finish well in 2025. What do you feel? How are they walking out today against an opposition like Zimbabwe? You probably expect on paper that you should win it, but Zimbabwe, the way they played against Sri Lanka, surely going to put up a fight.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that you can't associate with Zimbabwe are minnows or some team that can bring up a surprise. They are very well tuned in the T20 format. They've got some real good match winners. Remember, they had Pakistan down for the larger part in that chase, their first game as well. Last 5 T20s between the two sides, Zimbabwe has won 2 out of the 3. So Zimbabwe has enough in their sort of lineup in terms of match winners. Pakistan felt, speaking to some of the guys, felt like they were slightly more comfortable with the way things have gone. Some of the players that have been brought into the sides have been doing well. Coach and captain looked far more relaxed, but I don't think there's going to be an easy game. Zimbabwe will have their tail up in terms of what the win against Sri Lanka and also how they featured in the game against Pakistan, which they couldn't finish well.
Probably a couple of minutes away from the toss. If I were to ask you to put it in a nutshell, let's just briefly, the progress of Zimbabwe in recent times.
Yeah, I think it's haphazard, actually, as I think about it. Yes, you're sort of going forward, but you don't want a scenario where you're taking a few steps forward and then a couple back. And by that, I mean, when you play against the bigger teams, I call them the bigger teams because there is a certain intensity that you get from playing against Pakistan, from a Sri Lanka, from all those that are sort of always vying for the actual trophies when you play ICC tournaments. And when you play against them, there's an intensity that you haven't experienced all the time when you play perhaps associate nations and so forth. So they've got to ensure each time they get the opportunity to play the likes of Pakistan, they're making corrections and getting better each time so that they turn them over rather than do some good things and then go, ooh, got close each time.
Yeah, and then recently they did play a Tri-Nation at home against New Zealand and South Africa. That did well for them in terms of preparing themselves for the bigger games, the bigger stage like the World Cup, which they recently qualified for. And also, they did give a hard time to Sri Lanka at home. And over here, a 67-run win against Sri Lanka does show that they're here to put up a fight. And we hope that they get the toss in their favor. It'll be interesting to see what the sides choose to do, especially Pakistan, who are already through it. We'll join Ramiz Raja and the 2 captains for the toss.
It's a bit of a celebratory toss because we've got the birthday boy here, Salman Aliaga. Happy returns of the day and well done. You're 32, young 32 today, and Sikandar Raza is here representing and captaining Zimbabwe. Rion King is the match referee. You have the coin, Captain. Okay, here we go.
Tails.
It's a hit. You won the toss. What have you decided?
We're going to bat first.
This is the third game on this surface in, well, 4 matches and third on this one. What do you make of the surface, first of all?
I think it's still a good wicket to bat on, and we have been chasing a lot since last 4 or 5 games, so just wanted to change our bat first.
How are you feeling? I mean, you're up against a side that looks very, very intense and focused.
Yeah, they are playing good cricket, and we're not taking them light. And we are playing really good cricket as well. We just want to focus on ourselves, and we want to do our things right, all 40 overs, and I think it will be good enough.
You won quite comfortably against Sri Lanka, but any area of concern for you, any tweaking that your team needs at this stage?
I think it was a complete game. I just want to back that game again because we want to repeat the performance day in, day out, week in, week out. That's what we are looking for today as well.
Birthday today, what are we expecting from you with the bat?
I just want to do well. It doesn't matter birthday or any other game. I just want.
Are you thinking about it?
No, not really.
Okay.
It's just probably the first time I'm playing on my birthday. But yeah, I just want to do well.
Okay, enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Right, Sikandar, I mean, you're up against the home side, but your form, your team form has been splendid. So is it an opportunity to derail Pakistan?
Yeah, certainly. We came into this series to derail every team. What I'm really happy about, I think the focus goes on to the result pretty quickly from the people, but I just wanted to see how well we're doing against the team. And I thought the first game against Pakistan was pretty good, and I think the result followed in the next game. And cricket works like that, as you know, Ramesh, but if you're doing the right things, when the things change, it changes quickly.
Right thing with the ball first then?
I wanted to bowl first today because we have batted twice. I wanted to be a bit brave and see how well we do chasing under these conditions against this attack as well. So I wanted to bowl first anyway. And having said that, my winning record for toss is pretty poor, so I think... So we were just looking at what they're going to do, but we wanted to bowl first.
Right, okay. Any team changes at all?
Yeah, we got one change. It's a purely rotational change. We wanted to give everybody a go. So we brought one new guy in. We've got Wellington Masakadza replacing Graham Creamer.
Have a great one.
Thank you, Ramesh bhai.
Right, the news from the toss area is that Pakistan have won it and decided to bat first. What about the pitch then? We've got Russell Arnold here to discuss about the mosaic, the cracks and the surface. Over to you.
Yeah, third game in 4 days, and it is looking dry, it's looking tired. The only bit of work that's been done is the footholds have been fixed up.
Yeah.
It's not even had a sprinkle. I told you it's tired. The spinners, we saw them coming into it. There will be turn. It will slow down later, and they're going to boss the situation. But faster bowlers, it's around this area that they need to pepper. Hit the deck hard, because in the previous games, when they bowl in that area, the strike rates are lower. You're able to control the batters as the best time to bat is with the new ball. Look at those blue deliveries. They are the boundary deliveries. But if we go on and look at the lines of those, they are wide or down the leg side. So the way to go is stump to stump on back of a length and play that holding role. It's about drying up the runs to allow the spinners to come in and choke the opposition. I think Pakistan need to target around 155, Ramiz. It's about a grind here. It's going to be a real arm wrestle today, I'd say.
All right, okay. No arm wrestling between us, though. So it's straightforward run for Pakistan. They've chosen to bat first and on a surface which is still offering good assistance for batting.
We're talking about good assistance to batting, and we saw yesterday how Shahzada Farhan looked a class apart from the remaining 21 players that participated in that match. We'll quickly have a look at the 11 with my guests running us through that, and then we'll talk about what is in store in the game.
Yeah, for Pakistan winning the toss and batting first. And I like that approach from Salman, purely saying that we've done well in the chases, but we want to put runs on the board. So a couple of changes. Naseem Shah in for Salman Mirza, Usman Tariq in for Abrar Ahmed. So like for like in terms of replacements. But that top order has been firing. It just hasn't done well in terms of opening stands. Saim Ayub will look to get more runs on the board. But that middle, number 3 and number 4, Babar, would want his numbers back up in T20 format. The captain will want some runs on birthday as well. Middle order and in terms of all-round performance, very good in terms of Pakistan.
Yeah, a look at the Zimbabwe side, and they've made a change as well. As you heard from Sikandar Raza, he said purely rotational. So it's Creamer who goes out, and in comes Masakadza, who bowls left arm orthodox. Generally, in the way that things have gone, they would expect, I think, that with the bowling first up, work from Garava, he's been good. It's generally his role. He's got to try and take wickets up at the front. And both Maposa and Evans have to go to work in that power play as well. And then for the spinners to come into it as the game goes along. But it's tough work here against this Pakistan side, and they've got to start in the way that they did in their previous game if they're to have any chance.
Yeah, good you mentioned about that previous game, 67-run win against Sri Lanka. So now you plan differently against different oppositions. Can they replicate what they did against Sri Lanka and copy-paste that against Pakistan?
Not entirely, I don't think. Different players, different ways, and different plans to particular batters and so forth. The one thing that you've got to ensure is that you're not focusing too much on what the others have, but what you have yourself. And in Richard Ngarava, they've got a guy who, when it does swing, and we haven't seen a lot actually, here the ball hasn't swung much, but when it does swing, he can get it into the right-handers, and also because he's particularly tall, he gets good bounce. You have a look at the way he went here. Great length to start things off to Nisanka, and then set up the one that's going to be fuller, right? It's not that much fuller, and he thinks, I can go at this because he's gone short and he might be trying to go at my stumps, and it's not quite the length to hit, and he gets his wicket. So got to be thinking that way, got to attack up at the front so that you take wickets and you set Pakistan on the back foot at the start.
You speak of Pakistan, a quick one from you on Saibzada Farhan's knock of 80 or 45. Looked very different from how the other batters approached on that surface.
Yeah, and interestingly, during that game, we even saw the strike rate in terms of areas, and he was scoring at 200 right in the middle of the stumps. Normally, a lot of batters score when there's width on offer or down the leg side. He is very strong in that line of the stumps, which is very good, especially off the back foot or the shorter delivery. The one thing he did talk to you about, Sikandar, as well in that post-match show with you was maybe just there's one area that he needs to work on. For me, that was a shot of the day off the back foot. But one thing maybe that he can work on is just in between rotation of strikes. So himself, he's got the ability to hit the long ball, but you just don't want to mount pressure on yourself. And he's got the ability to get Pakistan off to a flyer, especially with the players that he's got around him.
All right. A lot to talk about on this match between Pakistan and Zimbabwe, but we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll look into this match 4 of the Tri-Nation. Welcome back once again to Pitch Side. We're talking about Pakistan versus Zimbabwe, and time is running out, so we'll quickly get into the business zone and talking about what can Zimbabwe openers do. Now, we saw they performed very well against Pakistan in that opening game, and Pommy could throw some light on that, especially with Bennett and the likes of even Karan, who's not here, but Bennett has done very well with Marumani.
Yeah, he's been very good, actually. Bennett, I said in all formats, he sat with us after game number 1. And this 49, then another 49, he's stuck there. He wants to do better than that today. But I think what's important in a 2020 game is not just the one guy at one end, it's the partnership. They put on 72 against Pakistan and they get the team started. And with Marumani, they were pretty good, actually. And it was Pakistan who were looking for answers and unsure how to go. But post that, there was then the difficulty because everybody came in and felt they could play at the same pace as those two had done. But here in Pakistan, in these kinds of conditions, when the spinners come to play, you've then got to adjust and make sure that you work it and then build to that crescendo at the end. So hopefully they've learned those lessons and can go with that method rather than kind of go all out right from the beginning.
Yeah, you speak of Marumani and Bennett. You caught up with Marumani a while ago. Let's have a listen what he had to say.
Tadiwanash. Thanks for speaking to us. What do you think of when I say that?
It's just a surprise because I'm used to Maru, everyone calling me Maru.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speak to us about your batting and just general planning before you go out.
Before I go out, okay, for me, to be honest, I just try to keep it as simple as possible because naturally I'm a person who just reacts to what's happening. If the conditions are different that way, I can actually change and adapt to that. But mostly I'm looking to score. That's my mentality, my mindset when I go out.
And are there any particular targets that you kind of set for yourself or speak about in team batting meetings with regard to batting in the power play because you got to get it started?
Yeah, I can say as a opening partnership myself with Brian, mostly we've got a blueprint. I can say which is mostly 55 to 60 runs, depending on the surface. If it's better, we are allowed to go more than that. If it's not, then we're allowed to actually adjust and figure out what's the best score on that particular day or wicket, I can say.
And what have you felt in terms of the way these pitches have played here in Pakistan?
To be honest, when I came, I actually thought it was going to be more high-scoring wickets and actually easy to bet on, but it looks like it's the other way around.
Okay, and what are you looking forward to today mostly?
To be honest, I'll just try to keep it as simple as possible, because you never know. It might be a better wicket today, and if it's good, looking to go big. If it's not, then yeah, we'll just adapt and see how it is.
Okay, all the best. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks for me.
Yeah, they've been giving good starts to Zimbabwe. Maybe Sikandar Raza, if he pulls himself up in the order, and then they can, with the top four, put up a fighting total in today's game. Now, quick look, the spin is going to be a challenge today again. It's the same surface, third game, like Nawaz's 2 wickets yesterday, especially Usman Tariq. Now, if you haven't played him before, and as a batter, load up position, and he gets that little pause, it'll be interesting to see how the Zimbabwe batters manage him.
I mean, there's plenty of footage going around, so I'm sure they've seen the footage, but that pause is quite an elaborate pause. And that's what probably throws trigger movements or the timing of the bat swing and all of that out of the place till you don't actually play a player of that. Also good to see that Abrar obviously has been doing really well for Pakistan, ODI, and continued in the T20, but he's not playing today, so Usman Tariq makes his way in. Whether they continue with him in terms of the longer run into the World Cup, but it's good to see him getting an outing. Zimbabwe, again, like I'm saying, till you don't actually face him, it's difficult to set up. Hafiz had a similar pause, but it's almost in the action. This one, he just goes, and you could almost wait and think about stuff. So it throws a lot of batters off, so it'll be interesting to see how they play him.
Lesser the better, but what would Zimbabwe be happy with in chasing?
Yeah, I like that you say that. I think we've got to sort of work with around 160. I say 160 because of watching the couple of games that have gone here before. This is a third time this pitch is being used, so you don't want it to be too many more than that. But even if it is, you normally will get your cue from how it plays for Pakistan for whoever bats first. So you'll get your cue there. And like you say, lesser the better. And if you're aiming up front, you're going less than 160, and you'd be happy with that.
Final minute into the show, Russell said out there in the pitch report that 150 is good enough. You feel that that is your benchmark. Anything above that is bonus?
I think it's still got the runs. Yes, it's a tired surface, slightly drier, will be slower. Pakistan does have quality spinners. Nawaz has held things together for a very long time. But with the hard new ball in the power plays, spoke to the openers as well, Brian Bennett in good form. They'll want to maximize that, but capitalize on after. We've seen time and again that because of the surface and the tired nature of them, it's not easy for the new batter to come in. So once you get yourselves in, you want to go in for longer and assess. I still feel north of 150 still enough runs in the surface.
All right, Uruj, Pami, thank you so much for joining us. Crowd is coming in numbers. It's Sunday. It's going to be an interesting game. I just get a feeling Zimbabwe will put up a fight against Pakistan. We hope that we get a great game of T20 cricket. Enjoy our coverage.